What is going on, guys? Today I'm gonna show you how to get sponsored by the companies or by the brands that you like. But first, I gotta wash my dirty ass car, man. It's super nice out today, but my car is dirty as shit. Look at that. Come on. 喂，现在可以去洗吗？
差不多12点好吗
12点了 ，OK。
好，
好，没问题。好，拜拜。
好，拜拜。
Before I dive into how to get sponsored, we have to understand one thing. What are these companies' objectives? They are trying to get maximum revenue from their target customers. So it's your job to get exposures for these companies. What is exposures? It's really simple. Exposures is simply attention. Now you gotta think about, where do people place their attention on the daily basis? Most of us, we spend a lot of time on this little device, cell phone. We constantly looking at our phones, either on Facebook, Instagram, WEIBO, 微信, all these different social media platforms is where we spend most of our time. For our parents' generation, when they have to go on the internet, they have to be in front of a laptop or a desktop. For us, internet is at our fingertips. So that's why it's your job to build an audience on your choosing platform. Now, how to get exposures on these platforms is what I'm going to show you next. 我现在在热车中，既然我就要跟你分享怎么样得到最大的注意力的话，那我就必须要跟你谈，我觉得目前 the most effective ways to get attention and to build a really engaging audience. You have to start thinking about, the first step obviously is choosing your industry or choosing the stuff that you want to talk about. It could simply be your passion. For me, my passion is training, and now it's more like an entrepreneurship. When I first started my YouTube channel, the intent was really pure. I wanted to share my knowledge, my experience in fitness, in training, in nutrition. I never thought about getting sponsored. I never thought about one day having my own brand. I only wanted to provide help to people who need it, and that was my intent. And for some reason, that worked out really, really well. And now looking back, I feel like because my intent was pure, I only wanted to help people. I wasn't really expecting anybody to give me anything. I just want to give other people helpful tips. And that was it. So for you, if you want to start building your own brand or building your own audience, you got to think about how you're going to provide valuable content to your target audience. That is the first step. That's really important, and you have to really think about how you're going to do that. There are a lot of different forms of content. It doesn't have to be educational. It can be entertaining, as long as it brings people value, brings people joy, people want to watch it, and that is considered as good content. Now you start thinking about, okay, what kind of content are you going to put on? The next, you're going to think about where you're going to post your content, where you're going to acquire these audience, depending on your region. For me, I use a lot of Instagram, Facebook, and I just started to use WEIBO, 微信, because I want to tap into the Chinese market. And you can do the same thing as well. You got to start posting stuff on the platforms that your audience spend the most amount of time on. And trust me, I know how hard it is. I know it's hard to get noticed. I've been there, I've done that. I started with no views. Now I have built a small audience on YouTube, social media like Instagram, WEIBO. You just gotta start somewhere and start putting out content consistently. And if there's another tip I can give you on top of that, is speed beats everything. If you're constantly trying to make your content perfect, and by making it perfect is compromising your speed, your uploading speed or frequency, that is something that you want to avoid at all costs, okay? Because whether a content is good or not is very, very subjective. You might think that a content is shit, but your audience might really dig it, so you will never know. That is why speed is super important. You have to upload as frequently as possible and to get that attention. 我们现在看一下我们车洗的怎么样。God damn， 大家知道这是什么吗？应该很多人知道吧？ 那就是曾经让我颓废很久的线上游戏。现在天堂水游刚出嘛，一出的时候呢，那时候我就觉得，大家都很疯，每个人都在砸钱玩。后来呢，我跟我姐夫要一个账号来玩，我说实在，玩大概2分钟我就不想再玩了。不是说我不想要玩，而是说我觉得完全没有兴趣，你知道吗？我也不知道什么，已经不再是像以前那样子很热血在做这件事情。Okay, now you already put in some content on your social media. The next step is making the ask. You already see a company or a brand that you want to be sponsored by. It's very important how you draft your first message to them. And I'll give you some example. If you have the right mindset, it's very easy for you to make the ask. But first, what is the mindset? The mindset is you have to think about the other person more than you think about yourself. You have to show the company what you can provide to them, how you're going to help them through your social media influence. And that's very important. And right here, I'll show you an example. This is the very first message that I sent to AP Nutrition. AP Nutrition is actually the first company that sponsored me. This is the message that I sent it to them. You can see the first half of the message, I right away dive into my influence on these social platforms. By letting them know that I have acquired a certain amount of influence, I let the other person know that I'll be able to provide exposure. By providing exposure to them, that indirectly translates to providing conversion for the brand. This is the time you don't want to be vague. You want to be very, very specific in terms of how you're going to help the other person. And right away, they wrote back to me, I think on the same day, saying that they're very interested in sponsoring me. And this is only one of the examples. I'll show you the next example with Swole Watch. If you don't know what Swole Watch is, Swole Watch is, if you know me, you know that I like watches very much. And I wrote them an email. The first half of message, I told them about my interest in watch, how I can become very helpful component in terms of driving traffic to the brand. I talk about my YouTube, I talk about my social media platforms. I told them right away in the first very half of the message that I am here to help them. I don't talk about how you're gonna sponsor me, what kind of deal I'm gonna get, because I wanna let them know first that I'm able to help them and the rest will fall into places when the time is right. After these 2 sponsorships came through, it was very obvious to me that by giving the other person more is actually benefiting me in the long run. My third sponsorship is Myprotein. When I made the ask, the conversation was really short because they already know what I'm doing on YouTube, on Facebook, on social media. They were really excited to work with me, and I just want to say, if you are following all the right steps, such as uploading frequently, providing valuable content to your audience. When you ask for sponsorships, it's really simple. It's really straightforward. The conversation is really short because they can see the value in you before you even make the ask. So if you've seen the video up to this point, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. And also I hope that this information will actually help some people, because I know that a lot of people actually out there trying to make their own path for themselves. And you know what, I just want to let you know, if you really work hard, if you want to create paths, if you want to create opportunity for yourself, you can do it. You know, you can really do it. And this is one of the examples, and I really do hope that you use my example to help you in the future when you make these asks to the companies that you like. All right, so thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. All right, peace.